Hey football fans, thanks for joining us for another Tyler Lee football game as we look to preview Tyler Lee taking on Rowlett. But first, let's talk a little bit about last week. Chris, last week they played Garland Saxe, of course. First half seemed like a great game for Robert E. Lee. How well did they look?
Well, in the first quarter, it was kind of a work in progress. New quarterback, everyone had to get on the same page, and they struggled. They struggled offensively. But once they got it rolling, they started scoring touchdowns. Mikhail Sanders gets a huge block punt, scores a touchdown. They go in, they're feeling good. Then they come out in the second half, they score a touchdown on their first drive, 41-31. You're thinking, my goodness, Lee may pull this off and actually upset Saxe. But man, Devin Duvernay and Garland Saxe just took it to a whole new level from that point forward. Not just scoring touchdowns, quick touchdowns on one play, not driving for scores. You breathe. I mean, you take a breath, and Duvernay's going 60, and then Lee gets the ball, and they're trying to answer, but they get a turnover, a 3 and out. They give the ball back. Duvernay goes another 60 for a touchdown. Those things are backbreakers, and that's what really hurt them in the end.
Where you see some things that they needed to work on in that game that they just failed to complete.
Well, I'll just talk to Daryl Piskey, the head coach of Robert E. Lee, and it's tackling, it's defense, but it's not just the defense's fault. The offense can't go 3 and out 4 times whenever the defense is out there. Both units have to take responsibility, for the loss, and they're going to be working together with special teams. I thought the special teams played really well against Garland Saxe. You're going to need all 3 units, like always, to try to come together and get a victory this week.
Again, Tyler Lee dropping their first district game. Speaking of Coach Piskey, let's head on over to him and hear what he has to say.
Yeah, I mean, they're pretty good offensively too. I mean, you look, they beat Lakeview 48-40. And so, Lakeview scored some points, so we're going to have to score points offensively. We're going to have to find guys that want to tackle and, go up there and make tackles. You can draw whatever defense scheme you want up on the board, but it comes down to guys being willing to stick their head in there. I mean, defense 99% want to. And so we got to improve our want to. We got to stay on as coaches, not give up on kids, but, just get our point across that we're going to tackle all night long. We had now the Duvernay kid's pretty special. I mean, there's a reason he's got, he committed to Baylor, I saw today, which he looks like a Baylor receiver, faster than anything on the earth, and just run down and catch football. But so we were outmanned with him. But the other guys, we ought to be able to tackle, and we ought to be able to contain him with our angles and everybody fitting properly. So it's going. We just got to get after it this week and understand we need to win this football game, and it's going to take both sides of football and the kicking game to do it.
All right, Chris, you're speaking with Coach Piskey. How does he feel about this game coming up against Rowlett?
Well, he thinks he has the athletes. He thinks they have the scheme. They know what they're doing. They just have to go out and do it now for 4 quarters. Really, Robert E. Lee has played pretty well at home. Take away 2 quarters against Lufkin. They played pretty well at home. They need this game. It's a big one. They're 0-1 in District 11 6A. You got to win your home games, especially in a difficult district. So this is a big one, and they got to have it. Can't turn the ball over. They had turnovers in the second half. It'd be nice to get another special teams touchdown like what they did against Garland Saxe. This game came down to the final seconds last year against Rowlett, so we'll see what happens this time.
Yeah, lost by 5 last year against Rowlett. What are your keys to a victory, Chris?
No turnovers. Got to score, I would say, on 75% of their possessions, which I know that's a lot, but in this district where points just seem to be a premium, where teams are scoring 50 points a week, I mean, that's what Rowlett scored last week too. Got to score in 75% of your possessions, and then get a stop or 2 on defense, maybe get an interception, maybe just get something to break the momentum, and then you'll come out with a victory.
Is there one person you can say can win this game for them, or is it just going to be a team effort? It's
going to have to be a team effort. I mean, it's you've got a sophomore quarterback, Chance Amy, who looked good early on in the first couple quarters against Garland Saxe. They kind of struggled in the second half, but that's okay. He's a sophomore. He's learning. He's going to keep getting better, and this is a chance for the next game to kind of show what they can do.
Robert E. Lee looks to get back on the winning track and get their first district win this Thursday at 7 p.m. at Rose Stadium. Follow Chris Perry on Twitter at CPerryETFS. He has all the live tweets, and stay in the loop with him. Until next week, I'm Trevor Pill.